Hello everybody, it's your non-binary pal E.V.A here. Welcome back to another traditional art speed paint video. Today we're going to be mostly working with gouache and I'm going to be drawing my character Lai. Now this is based off of the blueberry Lai that I drew a bit ago, which is the marker. I drew that with markers in my bigger sketchbook, but this is my small sketchbook that I have been using for gouache painting, mainly because I do have some water. At the time I did have some watercolor paper, but it was the really rough textured watercolor paper, cold press, and I don't like using that for gouache. It makes it look super textured, and it could just be me. I could just be doing something off or wrong. I was using a palette gouache paint. You've seen me use it before. It's the Healing Gouache set, and the texture could come from the fact that it's like I'm not getting enough water to paint ratio or something. But I do like how gouache paints, or how my gouache paints look in general on a smooth surface like this small sketchbook. And now it's one of those mixed media ones, which in the title it is mixed media. It's not made necessarily for paint, let alone watercolor paint, but as long as you don't use too much water, it works just fine. And that's why I decided to use it for this. Like I said, this is based off of the alternate version of Lai, the blueberry Lai. But in this, it's orange Lai. It's Lai but orange. I'm going to draw him as all the fruits because I can, or just whenever I feel like it. But yeah, this is orange Lai, and he's holding a thing of a glass, which is orange liquid that is implied to be the spicy kind of orange juice. I even write it in the artwork. Yeah, this is a little silly one, kinda. But yeah, this one is actually pretty cool because I actually got to practice how to tie hair up properly. You might be thinking, E.V.A, you have tons of characters with tied up hair. What do you mean? Well, I don't really do it correctly, I feel like. So this was nice to get in some practice of how it actually physically works, even though Lai doesn't have that long of hair. I imagine it's pretty thick, so it can be tied up in a small ponytail, which is what he has here. And yeah, that's kind of all of the pre-implementary stuff out of the way. I think that's how you say that. So for the painting, I started off with the highlights first, which is what you usually want to do with any medium that's opaque. I use mini mediums where you want to start it with the highlights first. Marker, watercolor, gouache. The only thing that I don't do that with is digital art, surprisingly enough. So yeah, but yeah, this was a really fun to paint all around. I got to use a bunch of orange, which I don't usually use. I mean, I do use a lot of warm tone colors, and orange does tend to sneak its way in some way or another, but not just straight up orange as the main palette. And of course, because of color palettes, I did also add some green and blues for accents and a little bit of yellow, so not all orange, but it was a lot of orange. In the footage, I think for the bulk of the painting, I did it in one place, and then I switched over to another place when adding in the details. So the lighting is going to look slightly different. I'm going to try to fix that in editing, but it's going to look a little bit differently, and I do apologize. That's a little bit jarring. I'm still trying to find the best place to record traditional art, but sometimes I just want to record when I'm in one place and I don't want to change places, that sort of thing. I've done quite a few gouache paints at this point, and they're very nice. I can layer really well. I can blend good. I am thinking of getting the tube version of gouache paints, because I have run into a problem with gouache paints that I have with watercolors, and the reason why I stick to watercolor, the tubes of watercolor, and that it's just kind of harder to use the palettes. It's harder to get the colors you want to mix. You gotta scoop them out, and then you can overmix colors, and then you feel bad for washing those, or you'll get paint. I've been struggling with this. You get one paint into another, and then it just alters that color forever. My white at this point is not really white, so it's not a fun time in the palette here. And I know I could probably clean it, I could probably fix it, but also I have a lot more experience with tubed stuff, so I think it would be a lot easier to work with that. And also, two of the paints just a few days ago did get moldy, and I did have to throw them away. We tried to clean the one, tried to like remove the place where the mold was, or at least we thought it was. Then it came back, and then it spread to the other one, and it sucks because those are the two colors that I actually used quite a lot. It was the light pink and the light purple, and I used those a lot, and now they're gone. They're dead. They're gone. So yeah, I'm looking into that. If you have any suggestions, you can let me know. And yeah, you can also let me know any other fruits you would like to see me draw Lai as. I think that would be really fun if I just did like a little mini series, in traditional or even digital, if I feel like it. But yeah, I'm just gonna let the rest play out now in this fun thing, and I think I'll come in towards the end to talk about the final details. Alright, and then yeah, here I am again for the final details. I think at this point the lighting has changed and I'm sorry about that. But yeah, I decided to add line art and pencil for this, watercolor pencil for a little extra detail, which is what I typically do. I used to, when first starting out painting, try to do like paint with line art or line art with paint because I've seen a lot of other artists do it. I don't think I have enough control of paint yet, that technique down yet in order to make that look good. So I just use my pins. I use my colored pins. And you might be thinking, how do I not ruin my pens from all the texture that builds up from the paints? Well, with these colored pens, they're actually pretty forgiving. And I usually just use like a scrap piece of paper because some of the paint will start to build up on the pins themselves. So I will use like a scrap piece of paper to just clean off the pin real quick, just draw a few lines on smooth paper and then it's all good. And I use that for quite a few drawings and paintings. Yeah, but that was pretty much all the final details I had on this one, and that was it for this drawing. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. This one was really fun to paint and draw. It's just a little mini drawing. And I do plan to make a tour of this sketchbook, so you might see this again if I do that soon. But yeah, with all of that being said, I have my other artworks and stuff. I have my comics and store and all that in the description below, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.